Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to the 5th Readers Workshop Quarantine Edition with me, Mrs. Alegria. So, we are going to go ahead and talk about the way Readers Workshop should look every single time you do Readers Workshop. It looks like this timeline here. So we have a few minutes to set up. So if you haven't already, please set up with all of the proper materials that you're going to need. We're going to be having the meeting, which is right now, and this meeting will help you to understand what you're going to be doing during your independent reading time, which is actually a majority of the Readers Workshop, 30 to 45 minutes or longer, and with a wrap up at the end. So the materials that you need for Reader's Workshop, you need something to read for 30 plus minutes. You're going to need a reader's notebook or something to write on. Post-it notes are helpful, a pencil, bookmark and a tracker, a comfy spot to sit as well, but not too comfy. Here is the anchor chart for Stop and Jots. Last week I requested that you guys actually add this to your reader's notebook so that we don't have to keep posting it. You can either print out a version from the previous lessons with the anchor chart, or you can make your own. Stop and Jots are all for you to understand your book better. And if you've even added a few amazing ideas for Stop and Jots, don't hesitate to share them with us. Today we're talking about author's purpose. It's probably one of my favorite subjects to talk about when it comes to reading our own independent books, because it's something that we don't always think about, especially when we're wrapped up in the story. Let's go ahead and dive a little deeper. Now, an author has a purpose for writing their book. Now, for my book, The Shark Lady, is not written by the main character, Eugenie Clark. It's actually written by Anne McGovern. And so Anne McGovern took the time to write this book about somebody else. And I was super curious about what that author's purpose was. And so we made this chart here. And actually the acronym PIE helps us to remember. There are 3 main reasons why an author would write a book: to persuade, inform, or entertain. And that's where we get the PIE from: persuade, inform, or entertain. Think about it. Did the author make you laugh? Did the author tell a story? Did the author amuse you? Those are all things that entertain you. Did the author give you facts? Did the author teach you something? That's all to inform. Did the author try to convince you, or did the author want to change your opinion? And those are persuading. These are all questions that we should be asking ourselves, especially today when we dive into our independent reading. Now, I've already told you guys I did mine for Shark Lady by Anne McGovern. I checked off the author's purpose checklist that you guys are going to be filling out as well. And I discovered, wow, hey, I think that the purpose of Shark Lady is to inform. I wrote in my own words down here at the bottom, I know this is a biography, which makes me believe the author's purpose is to inform. But there's also elements of entertainment and even to persuade. The author wants us to believe in Eugenie and wants us to like sharks just like her. So sometimes books can have more than one purpose, the author, for writing that. You can take a look at what we did for Old Yeller. Old Yeller, we decided, was a book that entertains us. I think the author's purpose is to entertain because it is not only a fiction story, but I can imagine the setting in my mind like a movie. The characters' voices have slang words that are sometimes a little unclear, but it makes it more interesting. And notice how we checked off all of these different spots and different questions to kind of help guide us as to what the author's purpose is for writing their book. Tuck Everlasting, the same thing. We decided that maybe this was a book to entertain, although I was really torn and thought that maybe this was also a persuasive book because it talks about the desirable everlasting life. And so without giving it away, it was a very interesting idea to think about. And you can do that for Tuck Everlasting as well. Now it's your turn. Please keep enjoying your book. And then after that, you're going to fill out a Google document, and you're also going to take a Stop and Jot picture of 2 Stop and Jots or 1 Stop and Jot that you've done during this Reader's Workshop. Please rename them and submit them to Google Classroom, and I hope you have a lovely Reader's Workshop. Thank you, boys and girls.